What's up, everybody? Happy Wednesday. Hope all you're having a great day so far. Getting into this episode of GH, let me just get the little stuff out the way first. First of all, Jordan. This woman just never learns. Like, I'm pissed off that Curtis apologized to her for, he felt like his comment to her was out of line. Where he basically said that, his brother Tommy, put his faith in Jordan and she cheated on him. He felt like he was out of line for saying that. In my opinion, you might have been out of line, but for me, I wouldn't have apologized for that. Because the way that Jordan has been acting lately has been shady. She's been acting shady and shifty. I don't blame her, Curtis for thinking this, that she cheated on him. I don't blame him for thinking that. What else is he supposed to think? You won't talk to him. You won't make time for him. You keep acting all jittery and nervous and crazy and, not crazy, but you just keep acting shifty. It's like, being secretive and lying to him. And he caught you in a lie. He caught her and Taggart in a lie. Taggart said that he just got to Port Charles and he just bumped into her that day. But little do they know, Laura spilled the tea and told him that Taggart has been there longer than that and seen the two of them together in her office. So he caught you in that lie. So once he caught you in a lie and you're still lying to him, acting shifty and shady, what else is he supposed to think? You won't confide in him. If you can't trust your husband, who the hell can you trust? Like, why not trust him? And then she's sitting there trying to flip it around on him, getting upset with him, talking about, oh, give me a minute. Just give me a minute. Give you a minute for what? Even Curtis said it. Give you a minute for what? You're talking about give me time, give me space. Time and space for what? What do you need time for? What do you need space for? All he's trying to do is figure out what it is that you're not telling him. That's all he's trying to do. He's giving you nothing but time and space. He hasn't hounded you about anything until now. Like, you've been acting shifty for days now. And he hasn't hounded you not once until now. So you had plenty of time to tell him the truth. He gave you an opportunity to tell him the truth and you still won't do it. Like, damn, whatever you did years ago is that bad that you can't tell your husband? And what pisses me off even more about Jordan is that Curtis has shown her that he would go to the ends of the earth for her. Look at what he did when she needed a new kidney. Look at the lengths that he went to get that new kidney for her. The laws that he broke to get that for her. So if that's not showing you that he has your back, there's nothing else he can do to prove it to you. You know what I'm saying? Like, that should have been proof enough for her that her husband has her back and she could tell him anything. He's not a cop. He's a private investigator. So whatever you tell him, obviously he's not going to rat you out, whatever you say. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you feel the need not to confide in him? Like, why is whatever you did, is it that bad that you can't tell Curtis of all people, who's proven that he got your back? I don't get it. I really don't. Like, damn, it must be horrible then. Whatever secret you keeping with Taggart must be that bad. And I knew it. I freaking knew that this situation with her and her other colleagues who were just killed, two of her colleagues were killed by an overdose. I knew it had something to do with Cyrus Renault. Did I not say that? I put the pieces together a week ago, 2 weeks ago. I knew it had something to do with Cyrus. I knew it. Because of a comment that Cyrus made that he was put in prison for something he didn't do. And now two of her team members are dying on overdoses. And we all know that Cyrus deals in drugs. Coincidence? I knew it wasn't a coincidence. I knew they had something to do with Cyrus. And I also believe Taggart is not telling Mac or anybody else the whole full story about Cyrus. Because when Taggart and Mac were talking, he told Mac that this situation with Sonny this time around feels different. And he told Mac to watch his back. He cryptically told him, watch your back. Why would you tell him to watch his back where, especially when you're talking about Sonny? Because we all know Sonny is not going to shoot Mac. He's not going to shoot any cop other than Dante. But that was different. But we know, so if he's telling him to watch his back, then there's something more about Cyrus that you're not saying. You're not telling him the whole story. You know what I mean? Like, him and Jordan are just moving too shady right now. Taggart and Jordan are moving so shady right now. And Curtis has been noticing. And he doesn't like it. So Curtis basically feels like, you know what? Since you won't confide in me and tell me what's going on, I'll figure it out my damn self. And I don't blame Curtis. And I know deep down he hurt. You know, he's hurt because he's done a lot for Jordan. And, you know, all he's asking for is communication and honesty. And you can't give him neither one of those. Come on now. You ain't giving him no loving. Well, clearly, we know that. Because we don't see them in no romantic scenes at all. Like, he comes to visit you and try to make time for you and stuff like that. And you can't do the same for him. Like, I don't see this marriage lasting too much longer if she keeps up this nonsense. I really don't see it. Like, you keep up this bullshit, it ain't gonna last. And I wouldn't be surprised if Taggart has a thing for Jordan, like romantically. I wouldn't be surprised. Judging by that conversation he had with Mac. Talking about some, you know, when Mac was inviting him to dinner with him and Felicia and saying, oh, how many people, you know, should we set a place for? He was like, you know, it's not anybody that he could bring to dinner right now. So I'm like, does that mean Jordan? Like, you got a thing for her? I wouldn't be shocked. I really wouldn't be. I mean, they do go back a ways. So anyway, moving on from that, Trina and Cameron were talking. Cameron, I guess, just got back from touring college campuses and stuff like that. I'm very interested to see what major he's going to, you know, he's going to go for, like what his career is going to be. Like, I'm very super interested in finding that out. But yet again, I do love me some Trina, you know. So basically she was trying to help him out with Jocelyn or whatever, telling him, you know, that they should go to the dance or the prom or wherever together. And, you know, try to get him hooked up with Jocelyn or whatever. My whole thing is with Cameron, why not just go shoot your shot? You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the worst she can say? No. You know what I mean? Like, just shoot your shot. That's the best advice I can give. Like, just go tell Jocelyn how you feel. You know? Lay it all out there. That's the way to do it. You know, just stop with the games and just go lay it out. Because ain't nobody got time in this day and age to be mind reading. I certainly don't. Like, I ain't trying to read nobody's mind. You need to just tell me what you got to tell me. I'd rather you do that. So anyway, something interesting. Apparently Taggart is Trina's father. I mean, I kind of had that feeling in the back of my mind, but then again, I was hoping that she would have been the illegitimate daughter of Curtis. I was hoping so. Especially with the interaction that her and Curtis had at the art gallery the night that Helena's portrait went up in smoke. And they had an interesting back and forth, so I was like, I could definitely see her as Curtis's daughter. You know, she definitely has the smarts. You know, because Curtis is a pretty smart, intelligent person, so, you know, she matches that intelligence. And plus, you know, she's witty as all hell, so, and funny. So I could definitely see the two of them being father-daughter. I was hoping so, but apparently she's Taggart's daughter. Which I think is cool. But, you know, something messy is going to happen. Especially with this Cyrus Renault situation. Like, I'm scared for Trina now. Knowing that she's Taggart's daughter, I'm now in fear of her. You know, I'm in fear. Hopefully nothing happens to her because, you know, Taggart and Jordan did some shady shit or whatever with Cyrus back in the day when they were undercover. So hopefully not. So anyway, moving on from that. So Sonny is visiting Cyrus at the same time Jason is at Cyrus's warehouse, planning to take one of his shipments or whatever that's apparently worth $20 million, which is a lot of fucking money, of course. So, you know, Jason takes out one of the guys, you know, ties him up or whatever, ties up the other guy. And Jason goes into the warehouse. And apparently he planted a bomb in there and he blew up the shipment or whatever, blew up the warehouse. And the way Jason walked away from the warehouse as it exploded, he was on some real Michael Myers, Jason Voorhees type shit, the way he walked away. I said, Jason, stop it. He was on some like Terminator type shit. I was like, Jason, go sit down. He do look like he could be like a little Arnold Schwarzenegger the way he walked away. So Sonny, of course, went to go visit Cyrus and gloat about the fact that he just took over one of Cyrus's shipments. And of course, you know, Cyrus is not happy about that because that's $20 million. I mean, yeah, Sonny got the last laugh on this one because he did pull one over on Cyrus. But I felt like his revenge on Cyrus was good, but it was weak at the same time. And the reason I think his attack on Cyrus was weak was because look at how Cyrus came at Sonny first. Cyrus put a hit out basically on your whole damn family. He came after Michael and Jocelyn, you and your father and Jason, and Carly. He came after all of y'all. Same day, same time. And the best that you could do is blow up one of his $20 million shipments. I mean, yeah, you hurt his bank account a little bit. You know, you put a dent in his wallet. You know, probably got him, you know, into a little issue with his business partners, which is all well and good. But the way he came at you first, you should have hit harder. Because the way that Cyrus came at Sonny, that was personal. That wasn't even business. If you come after somebody's family, that shit ain't, it's not business. So, yeah, the way he came after Sonny's family, it was definitely personal, not business. So I felt like how he came after Sonny should have came after him double hard. Like, he definitely should have came after him way harder than what he did. You know what I'm saying? Like, find out what his Achilles heel is. Do he have any kids? You know, I understand that's not Sonny's style. You know what I'm saying? Like, to go after kids or family or something like that, you know, that's not really him. But still, you know, like, that's the way you should have went. He came after you that way. You know what I'm saying? And, you know, you going after his shipment, and it's a big shipment, 20 million, you got to know that Cyrus is going to come back after you. He's going to come even harder now. And he's probably ain't no telling who he going to target. You know what I'm saying? He could come after Carly again, Michael, Jonah now. He can come after whoever. You don't know what he going to do. Donna, Avery, you never know what that man going to do. You don't know how he going to respond to this. But you know he going to respond. Like, this mob war is just about to get ugly. It's about to get very, very messy. It's already messy, but it's about to get messier in a quick millisecond, in a New York minute. Like, this shit is about to go, it's about to go crazy. So, moving on from that, let's get down to the main event. Lucas remembers what Brad told him in the car. So, of course, you know, Carly, listen, Carly was in rare form today. This was one of the episodes and times where I actually love Carly, because I love how she took charge and got to the bottom of some shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, Michael really didn't have to say nothing. Carly did all the talking. She got the answers. Like, the way she just told, you know, everybody, she was like, you know what? If the rest of y'all want to leave, you can leave. The only two people that need to stay is Michael and Brad. Those are the only two that need to be here. But you know everybody else wasn't about to leave. Especially when some tea was about to be spilled. You know they not about to leave. Bobby and them was sitting front row. They wasn't going no damn where. They wanted to know what the hell was going on. So, Carly basically was asking Brad, what the hell is going on? So Brad basically broke it down. And she, you know, she wanted to know all the details. Then she was like, so did you even try CPR on the baby? Did you try to get him to the hospital? Like, what happened? Break it down for me. So then he was like, oh, I was going to tell Lucas, but he was in surgery that night. Carly was like, nope. Carly shut that shit down real quick when he mentioned Lucas. She said, nope, stay on task. Let's stay on task here. Come on. I don't want to hear all that. I want to know what happened step by step. Because Brad basically told her step by step what happened. And she was like, so whose idea was it to switch the babies? Was it yours or Nell's? He was like, it was Nell's. She said, I knew it. Carly was like, she was in rare form. Like, she was getting down to some shit. She was like an FBI in an interrogation room. Like, she was just going crazy. Julian in the background just making these little stupid ass faces. Because, you know, he trying to listen for his name to come out. Because, you know, that's what Julian worried about. Julian was just worried about his name being brought up. That's what he worried about. So Carly was just going in on Brad. And Brad keeps saying, oh, I'm sorry. She said, no, you're not. He made that face like, what are you talking about? I am sorry. Bitch, no, you're not sorry. Because if you were sorry, you would have fucking told the truth that night. If you were really remorseful, you would have been told the truth over a year ago. But you didn't. You sat there and talking about something, oh, I was grieving. Bitch, everybody else was grieving too. You sat there and watched Michael grieve for a child that he thought was dead that wasn't. And you didn't say a damn word. Don't nobody want to hear about your grief. Your grief don't matter. Your grief does not matter. All the I'm sorry's in the world can't make up for that. You can sit there and Carly told him, she said, stop saying you're sorry. Like, he just kept saying, I'm sorry, I apologize. She was like, stop saying you're sorry. Stop saying it. Because we all know you didn't damn it mean it. So you might as well stop. You know, you sound like a broken record. Shut up. And you could see the contempt in Lucas's face for Brad. Like, Lucas was just so disgusted by him. You could see it. The pure disgust in his face. The hatred. He couldn't even stare and look at him. You could tell. Like, it was written all over Lucas' face. And Michael was just gathering his thoughts, trying to figure it all out. So, of course, Sasha had to call Chase over there, you know, so that way he can understand what's going on for Willow's sake. And, you know, Michael went the hell off. Michael was like, yo, you caused so much problems for myself, for my family, for Lucas, for Wiley, for Willow. Like, you let that woman grieve over a child, that bond with a child that's not even hers. Like, what the hell is wrong with this man? I can't even call him a man, because that ain't no man move. You know what I mean? I was just waiting for Michael to punch the hell out of him. Like, seriously. Lucas, you just need to go ahead, call Alexis or whoever and get them divorce papers filed. Quick, fast, and in a hurry. Take him for every little dollar he got. You know what I'm saying? With that lab technician management money that he make. Get some alimony from his ass for all your pain and suffering. If I was Lucas, I'd make Brad pay me out the gluteus maximus. I'm dead ass. Like, you would be paying me for the rest of your fucking life. Every month that check better clear. In alimony. I wouldn't even play no games with it. Like, seriously. Michael could file a civil suit against his ass, even though Michael don't need the money. I would do it just on principle, just to do it, just to mess with his pockets. To make him, to see that your ass will be in debt to me for the rest of your life. That's why I would do it. I would do it just to be petty. Just to be petty. And of course, Nell was sitting there listening to half of the story. Brad, little stupid ass yesterday, gonna sit there and tell her where the baby was. I'm like, you dumb son of... Why would you tell her where that child is? What is wrong with you? Brad just continues to be stupid. And of course, Nell took her ass over to Willow and Chase's apartment. A whole war broke out in that apartment. Willow, I give her props. Willow wasn't having it. She was in full mama bear mode. She was not playing. They was just throwing each other around the apartment, throwing shit at each other. This bitch Nell done threw a wine bottle at her. I said, oh, you better duck, bob and weave, duck. But Nell was getting some smacks in her. She had threw her to the floor, smacked her in the face. They was at the door, smacked her in the face. She said, get the hell off me. Like, they were just beating each other ass, just throwing each other around. But then Nell got the best of her and knocked her ass out with that book. I was like, damn, that was a good fight scene right there. I was loving it. I was like, okay, you know, we got some ass whooping going on up in here. I will say, you know, Willow was holding her own, but I did want to see Willow get some more punches in. I'm like, bitch, throw a punch. She done smacked you and punched you twice. Throw a punch. Do something. So now crazy ass Nell done got the baby. She going to get the baby or whatever. I'm like, oh, hell. Michael, somebody, y'all need to hurry up and get over to Willow's ASAP and go get that child. But this was a dope ass episode. I was looking forward to this reveal for so long, and I'm happy that it's finally here. Everybody knows the truth. Brad still needs that ass whooped. If I was Carly and Sonny, I wouldn't even get my hands dirty with him. I just call my people, my goons, my squad. I call them over there and whoop his ass every day. Every day that he in Port Charles, I'll be busting his ass. I'm just saying. Like, seriously. He disgusts me. And then got the nerve to sit there talking about, oh, I'm grieving. I was grieving. Don't nobody give a good goddamn about your grief. Don't nobody care. Cry me a river. Don't nobody care about your damn grieving. The hell you think you are? And Julian, you know, he ain't had nothing to say. And Julian, I think it was smart of him to keep quiet. Julian was smart. He sat his ass right over in the corner and shut that mouth. I say, you damn sure better. But it ain't gonna be long for your secret to come out that you knew about this shit. Because Lucas and them know that more than one person knew. Had to have known. And they want to know on tomorrow's episode who the hell knew. So, Brad, if you going down, you might as well take Julian with you, bro. Ain't no point in saving him. Might as well let the cat out the bag. Let everything out. Might as well. But this was a good ass episode though. I wonder how Sonny and Jason and all them gonna react when they find out. Hopefully, you know, they decide to do some bodily harm to Brad. I hope so. But anyway, hit the comment section. Let me know what y'all thought about this episode. I will see y'all all later. I hope you all have a great day. Peace.